Hey y'all, it's Melanie again, back with UX and 5. So today I'd like to cover the objections to doing UX because, you know, there are a lot of them. So with UX being not terribly common, you may wonder, why do people not do it? So here's some of the biggest reasons I've heard as to why UX is not a possibility in most companies. So reason number one, it costs too much. That's right. One of the favorite objections of most finance people and more than one manager is the idea that UX is just expensive. Expensive resources, also expensive testing, recruiting fees for users, all of that stuff really adds up. So that's true. There are some costs associated, and typically you do need to hire personnel. So that's definitely a cost of doing UX. Second major objection is there is not enough time to do UX. And as all of you know, we've got really fast development cycles, and that especially can be an issue in Agile because you want to try to keep everything moving as quickly as you can. So lots of teams will avoid UX because they think it's going to either extend their cycle or they just can't figure out how to fit it in. So not enough time. One of the, probably the most common reason actually for why many companies choose not to do UX. The third reason, one of my favorites, and something you'll often hear from executives, we know better. That's right. A lot of times people will think that they actually know better what to build. And this is a real challenge, right? Because when you think about the business world, lots of people have lots of education in whatever their expertise area is. And so they think they know just better what to build, whether that's from a technical perspective or a business perspective. How could average people know what ought to be built? It's a decent question. The fourth reason as to why we don't do UX is that users don't know what they want. In fact, Steve Jobs has a pretty famous quote where he said something similar, that people don't know what they want until we give it to them, which can very well be true. However, this can be a major objection to why teams decide not to do UX. One of those things. And finally, the fifth reason that a lot of teams don't do UX, and that is that users are hard to find. Because if you're getting regular and systematic feedback from your actual user population, can be that user population is really difficult to get your hands on or to find in any kind of quick way, right? Kind of combining with objection to how much time UX takes. So these are the 5 most common reasons why teams don't want to do UX. And it's true, you can really incur costs. There is going to be a little bit of a time delay, and you have to overcome a lot of other barriers in order to be able to do UX. However, I will tell you that there are workarounds for all of these things. So for example, costing too much, you can actually do the work with a really lean UX team. The second one, not enough time, you can get different types of feedback in as little as a day to a week. So that is how you work around that objection. We know better is more of an attitude shift that needs to happen. Same with the idea that users don't know what they want. And finally, users are hard to find. That's actually less true than it's been at any other time because there's lots of online recruiting now. So there you have it, the top 5 objections, and right in the nick of time. So we will tomorrow look at the benefits of doing UX. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.